understanding what's going on over here. Now, you don't even need to read every number. You need to get accustomed to looking at the delta profile. So what we see is we can see different shades of red and we can see different lengths of the rectangle. So what this shows us is it shows us the magnitude of the difference between the ask and the bid. So when we have a red delta over here, a red delta means it's kind of intuitive to understand that there's more aggressive sellers than there are aggressive buyers. So when we come into this zone, we are seeing a large number of aggressive sellers. If we zoom into these candles, we're seeing a lot of aggressive sellers down here. We're seeing a lot of aggressive sellers down here. Now, you only need to read one or two of the numbers to get a gist of what's going on. So here we had 230 for one, right? 230 for one. So what you need to understand is that there were 230 aggressive sellers and there was only one aggressive buyer. This was at the price 57.58, 0.75 on ES, right? It could be on any stock. So what this means is that, yes, sellers are aggressive, but are the sellers being rewarded? Well, the answer is no. And the reason why they're not being rewarded is because this zone is held. So this is the first thing to understand. When you see a lot of red, but the market has failed to break below the zone, it shows you that the zone is strong, that the zone is active. And this is the most important thing to understand, right? The zone is strong, the zone is active over here. This is the most important thing to understand. So once you have a very strong and active zone, what you are basically seeing is you're seeing aggressive sellers, right? These are aggressive sellers. But the thing with them is that aggressive sellers fail. Because if these aggressive sellers were actually successful, they would break the zone and continue lower. But of course, they haven't done that, which means the zone itself is strong. We should be buying from this zone. So this is the first thing to understand about delta, right? The second thing you want to look at is the volume. So the volume at the ends of these candles, particularly at the bottom, dries out. We see 54 for 0, we see 6 for 0, we see 25 for 0. So these are smaller numbers at the bottom. So when you see smaller numbers in the bid and the ask, it means the total number of transactions for these prices are decreasing. A decreasing volume simply means price action and the buyers and sellers are no longer interested at these areas, right? We can see a slow down of volume over here, slow down of volume over here. We also see a slowdown of volume over here. So we're seeing a decrease in volume, right? Now this final candle, this final rejection candle before the big move up is probably the most interesting, where if you look here, we see a lot of zeros over here, right? I want traders to understand we see 0 for 30, we see 1 for 25, 0 for 29, we see 0 for 43, we see some zeros at the bottom over here. So what you need to understand is when you see zeros, it means the market isn't interested in these prices, right?